Did you know that? Nestled in South Asia, there's a country that boasts the world's oldest tree, a sacred fig tree. Impressive, aged at a staggering 2,200 years. Rooted way back in 288 BC. Welcome to Sri Lanka. The enchanting and mesmerizing pearl of the vast Indian Ocean. Now, if you're anything like me, South Asia is a region that tickles your curiosity bone. Imagine a place bursting with exuberant life, a vibrant tapestry of diverse cultures and heartwarming traditions, making it a haven for communities. Absolutely unmatched globally. While there's a treasure trove of countries to explore here today, we're spotlighting a special one. We're diving deep into an island nation snugly situated right below India, the captivating Sri Lanka. Interestingly, some of you might not have heard about it much. Not a massive number of tourists find their way here. And given that it's an island, catching a flight is essential. Lately, the nation has experienced some economic challenges, sparking concerns about its overall safety. Historically, this tropical paradise went by the endearing name of Ceylon, often hailed as the shimmering pearl of the Indian Ocean. Why? Sri Lanka is a trove of age-old temples, pristine beaches, hugged by swaying coconut palms and lush, untouched rainforests, free from the grip of pollution, spread over a vast 65,000 square kilometers. Sri Lanka, considering its size, teems with life. About 22 million individuals coexist here, representing a rich tapestry of multicultural backgrounds and diverse ethnicities. Intriguingly, a dominant 70% of its populace passionately follows Buddhism. Beyond that, there's a notable Hindu influence, perhaps reflecting the neighboring Indian culture. The Hindu folks, predominantly from the Tamil community, primarily reside in the northeastern and central parts of the country. In these locales, it's a common sight to see cows leisurely basking on sandy shores, symbolizing the deep respect the community holds for these gentle creatures. When you glance at the map, their capital, Colombo, sits on Sri Lanka's western coast, not too far from the shoreline. Geographically, it's incredibly close to India. The shortest land distance between India and Sri Lanka is a mere 34 kilometers. Locals often describe their nation's shape on the map as the teardrop of India, maybe because of its close proximity. Yet not being part of India, there's a hint of sentiment among some nationalists. From a bird's eye view, Colombo looks like a modern, bustling city. Yet venture outside, and you'll encounter wandering monkeys, wild animals, and rustic countryside areas. Despite economic hardships, the city's folks remain welcoming. Still, worries about the future are most evident in the faces of Sri Lanka's adults. The kids. They are like kids everywhere, curious and quick to smile at foreigners. Give them some chocolates or little tokens and you'll witness their unbridled joy. The people of Sri Lanka, almost without exception, have brown skin tones. Genetically, they are strikingly similar to Indians, both culturally and genetically. These two communities share a close bond. When you spot the elongated oval structure in Colombo, know that it's the city's most iconic symbol. Constructed for tourism and observation ascending, it offers a breathtaking aerial view of the city. If you shop from local vendors, they'll genuinely appreciate it. To them, anyone visiting their country and spending money is held in high regard through their actions and demeanor. you can instantly discern just how warm and welcoming these merchants are. Interestingly, the people in the northernmost parts of Sri Lanka share lifestyles and culinary preferences identical to the Tamils in southernmost India. Drawing from this, it's evident that there's a significant cultural and lifestyle distinction between the folks in the northernmost regions of this compact nation, spanning just 65,000 square kilometers, and those in the south. In reality, many of the nation's internal conflicts arise from these differing perspectives, often involving the Tamil community. The Tamils, who migrated from southern India to Sri Lanka seeking residency rights, have a rich history. However, upon Sri Lanka's independence, around 600,000 Tamils were repatriated, though some managed to stay. Over time, Tamil even became an official language in Sri Lanka. Today, Sinhala and Tamil stand as the country's official languages. Roaming the streets of the capital Colombo, you'll find an abundance of tuk-tuks known as demo in Indonesian. While tuk-tuks are perfect for city transport, intercity travel is commonly made via blue buses or old trains. The beauty of train journeys lies in the pristine natural vistas along the route. Those who experienced it often find themselves so enchanted that they lean out of train windows to capture memorable photographs. Beyond urban hubs like Colombo, Sri Lanka boasts vast, untouched forests teeming with countless wild ecosystems. The buses might look a bit aged, roughly around 30 years old, and there's no subway system in sight. One of the city's most prominent landmarks is the Red Mosque, constructed for the Muslim community. Its architectural design is genuinely awe-inspiring. In Sri Lanka, you'll quickly notice that areas outside of Colombo are still developing. The nation has been under the yoke of colonialism multiple times throughout its history. It was once under Portuguese influence and remained under British control until 1948. Sri Lanka gained independence that year, but afterward it grappled with numerous ethnic and economic uprisings. In fact, the country couldn't meet its debt obligations in 2022 and declared bankruptcy. Another challenge they faced includes unpredictable tsunamis, both in their timing and intensity. For instance, during the 2004 tsunami, Sri Lanka mourned the loss of 35,000 lives. Today, the country operates under a parliamentary system, and it's noteworthy to mention that Sri Lanka once had its first female prime minister in history. The nation's revenue comes from tourism, remittances from expatriates, and exports of tea, coffee, and sugar. Interestingly, Sri Lanka ranks as one of the top tea exporters globally, following China and India. In this island, nation fishing is crucial to the economy. Coastal towns brim with fishing boats, and for those without one, they employ a unique and balanced tilt fishing technique at remote coastal spots. Rice is the staple food here, and Sri Lanka is a significant rice producer. Another abundant plant is the coconut tree. I'm not sure if you've tried coconuts, but locals have a strong affinity for them, consuming them in large quantities, whether they fancy them or not. Those involved in the fishing industry tend to have a darker complexion than the general Sri Lankan population. They are hard-working individuals spending hours under the sun, pursuing their livelihood. And despite modest earnings, they genuinely enjoy their work. On the topic of beaches, one primary reason Sri Lanka's beaches aren't major tourist attractions is their occupation by fishermen. But that's not the sole reason. Occasionally, marine creatures like crabs and turtles can be seen venturing to the shores. This can be off-putting for many tourists, which might be why many avoid Sri Lanka during the summer months. The southern part of the country faces the vast expanse of the Indian Ocean, and from time to time, marine animals from these waters find their way to the beaches. Those who do seek Sri Lanka seas are mainly professional surfers. However, hotels nestled amidst lush greenery offer a perfect experience for those wanting to relax by the pool or explore the countryside with jeep tours in Sri Lanka. Many locals earn a living by carving and painting wood from trees, transforming them into cultural artifacts representative of their nation. They do this with an artistic flair, while also capitalizing on tourist interest. They typically ask for around 200,000 to 400,000 Indonesian rupees for these handcrafted souvenirs. However, a piece of advice: don't settle for that price right away, especially if you're good at haggling. You can bring the price down to around 100,000 rupees. Remember, the minimum wage in this country is 26,000 Sri Lankan rupees, which is approximately 1.2 million rupee. $1 equates to 325 Sri Lankan rupees. So the average earnings here are probably lower than you might think. When observing buildings in Sri Lankan cities, you'll notice that their external facades aren't always pristine. They generally aren't very tall and can appear somewhat faded in color. Besides, smaller vehicles, motorcycles are prevalent on the roads, while cars are relatively sparse. Many operate their own small shops or work in the tea and rice fields located just off the main roads. Taking a deeper look into their beliefs, the actions they take based on their convictions have profound impacts on their lives. Sri Lankans partake in some truly unconventional rituals. For instance, during the 𝐋𝐢𝐟𝐞 festival, participants roll on the ground as a display of their gratitude to God. Some of the world's most unique festivals are held in this country. Over 25 festivals take place annually. And while the majority have religious underpinnings, the rites performed can genuinely astonish spectators. Many of the younger Sri Lankan generations have put a more light-hearted twist on these events. But the older and elderly folks continue these religious ceremonies with unwavering dedication passed down from their ancestors. Continuously rolling around temples is a common sight at these gatherings. There's another community in this country residing deep within Sri Lanka, utterly disconnected from the modern world. Known as a primitive tribe, they roam with sticks and cloth pieces in hand, choosing to live in a manner reminiscent of ancient times. These people represent the 𝐻𝐴 tribe. Their way of life revolves around hunting in the forests with their favorite prey, abundantly found in Sri Lanka, being the peacock. While laws prohibit hunting such magnificent creatures due to the tribe's indigenous status, no regulations can restrain them. Almost every day a peacock falls victim to the arrows or spears of this tribe, becoming their meal. Sri Lanka, a land vibrant with colors, is rich in diverse cultures and unique traditions. Despite facing crises, this small nation continues to captivate with its stunning natural beauty and the warmth of its people. Hopefully one day Sri Lanka will rise from its struggles and shine once again like the pearl of the Indian Ocean. Until then, see you in the next video.